Hello, Mr. Talk Show. How is your day today? We're going to be going over the nor'easter in all of the states, including actually not all the states, just the East Coast. Sorry for that. So let's start in Maine because they're going to get the least amount of impacts, but they're still getting impacts. So let's go into Maine. All right. So here's Maine. Actually, just let's do New England as a whole. Mine as well, right? So let's talk about the winds first. All right, here's the winds. Um, we can see that they're not too bad right now. This is the RGEM right now. So this is the Canadian sister. I call it that because it's basically just another model run, like an ensemble of that. So here we go. This is 6 p.m. Sunday. You can see there is some strong winds starting to get in to New England, especially Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Southeast Mass. And we can see New Jersey starting to get some heavy winds here, and Washington, D.C. too. We can also see that northern Delaware, yep, New York City are just on the edge. We can see the main core winds are still offshore still. This is 8 p.m. The winds have actually gotten stronger in southeast Connecticut and in eastern Connecticut, the Cape, and all of the coast of eastern U.S. And we can see up here, this is where the winds get really bad. This is the max 2 a.m. We can see here that all of this from, let's see, Delaware all the way up into southern Maine is going to get extremely strong winds. So yeah. How bad will it rain in Massachusetts? Tomatoes. I don't know what that is. Massachusetts tomatoes. I don't know what Massachusetts tomato is. Whatever. Anyways, guys, just joining. We're talking about a nor'easter in New England and actually the whole East Coast. So yeah. Right now, the strongest winds look to be along the Delaware, New Jersey, Long Island, and Connecticut, Southeast Cape, Portland, and Massachusetts. Long Island is going to be windy. Yes, Long Island is definitely going to be windy out there. Guys, you need to prepare now. Bring any loose objects inside because this is going to be a really windy storm. As we go in, it is going to get worse too. As we go into 8 a.m. Monday morning, as you can see, Long Island has really windy conditions. Southeast Cape, Delaware, New Jersey, Connecticut, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, and southwest Maine. All right? And as we keep going in the future, it gets better, guys. It gets better. Around 3 p.m. Monday, the winds start to die off. It gets worse for New Hampshire, though, but then it kind of diminishes. All right? So that's it for the wind. Let's talk about the rain now. All right, that's only one model. We'll look at more models on the wind in a bit. So here's the RGEM, the Canadian sister. You can see that some showers are there currently right now, and you can see that big wall of rain about to enter Connecticut and all of the coast. This is a really, really moisture-packed storm. We'll look at the dew points actually right now. Here's the dew points. Dew point actually doesn't show it on this model, so might as well we show it on the GFS real quick because that's the only thing that has the 2M dew point. Here we go. Here we go. This is the 2-meter dew point. You can see this is some pretty moisturized storms. And actually, hold on, there's another thing we can do. Humidity, right? Yes, here's the, this is like the actual moisture in the air. So right now, this is pretty dry. This is currently, this is tonight, right? It's pretty dry. But as we go in, we can see that this is going to definitely get more moisturized. Like southeast Connecticut, eastern Massachusetts, New Hampshire is getting wet, and southwest Maine. And as we get in here, it starts to get more dry, but then wind. It's like in between moisture and wind. All right, so there we go. That's for the moisture dew point. That's it. Now let's get into the actual precipitation. All right, let's get into NAM 3K kilometers. So we have some rain here. In Pennsylvania, eastern Pennsylvania, and southeastern Pennsylvania. That's tonight. And then as we go on, actually, you know what? We actually might see some feeder bands over the water that are going around the system, and they're going to crash into eastern New Jersey, eastern Delaware, and generally along the coast. As this goes on, though, this wall rain gets heavier and more enhanced. So we can see here that in over the water, there's a big, strong core of rain packed with some heavy winds. We'll look at those in a second again. And then this moves onshore to the Cape and the islands. You can see Nantucket, Martha's Vineyard, basically Boston, Southeast Connecticut, New Jersey, Long Island, and Rhode Island are getting the heavy rains. And then this kind of does this weird thing where it kind of, like, it weakens a bit, but then it strengthens again. Just watch. Ready? Here it is. See how, look at the big burst of rain that's over Connecticut right here. Southeast Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Southeast Massachusetts. There's a weird problem here. In eastern New Jersey and eastern Delaware, it's unknown where the rain is going to go. Because it looks like it's not going to be as bad there. Look, watch. Look, focus on Jersey and Delaware. Look how they're barely going to get anything. See how it scrapes it? Oh, we went too far. See, it barely scrapes it, but you're still going to get rain, just not as much. Maybe 1 inch to 2, not like 2 to 5 inches like eastern Mass, eastern Connecticut, and Rhode Island's going to get tomorrow. But then as we go after that, it's going to get even heavier. It's going to get heavier for not specifically southeastern New England, but getting into northern areas. Let's scroll up. We can see that Boston's getting hit hard at this moment. Southern New Hampshire and Massachusetts, northern Massachusetts, going to get hit. And then, hold on, let me zoom in for you guys so you can see this more. You see this little blimp right here. Now, this is going to happen on Monday. So I think I'm the first one to point this out, but some of these downpours might have a little bit of rotation in them. So I think we're going to have a small, like a 2% tornado risk for Monday, because after the main push of rain comes through, we're going to have these downpours that form just south of, I think, Nantucket. And near the low, it's going to spin around. It has a lot of vorticity in it. So when that happens, it hooks like all the downpours. That's what I like to call it. And then it swishes up. All right. So here it is. This is what I'm talking about. You see this right here? Look at right here. There is a band of rain forming right here, just south of Connecticut, Montauk. Now, this is obviously not going to be there. It's going to be in a different location because models aren't always right. Hi, Mr. Talk Show. Hi, Jen. How was your day today? Yeah, and then overall, it's just really windy. It's going to be really windy out there, guys, so be careful for wind. And, low pressure is going to be strengthening. It's actually going to even get stronger. We can see that there's more downpours. Now, the threat Monday evening and tonight is going to shift for, like, vorticity for New Jersey and Delaware. All right, and you can see these bands. We're just offshore. All these bands here are going to have hook in them, so you got to be careful for that. Then as this moves north, we can clearly see that this is going to intensify even more, but this is as far as the model run goes. 60 hours out, 60 hours of crazy rain and wind. All right, let's look at the winds now on this. So the winds are actually going to be pretty up there, all right? Pretty strong. It's a strong nor'easter. You can see those winds right here, all right? I'll show you the max point. Look at this, guys. So this is the max winds. This is crazy. We got Delaware, New Jersey, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut. A lot of areas are going to get hit with this storm. A lot of areas are going to get hit with this storm. All right? It's going to be crazy bad. We actually have 70-mile-an-hour winds on Montauk potentially, and 40 to 50 miles per hour in, like, Connecticut. It's going to be crazy, okay? Then this moves up, and it's still strong for, like, 6 to 7 hours. And it's going to be crazy, all right? And then that kind of weakens, but it still gets up there in Portland, Maine, and everything. And then it just kind of hooks itself out and kind of turns into an upper-level low up in Canada after the 60-hour mark. Let's talk about the total precipitation. We can see This is just the NAM, obviously. There is some pockets of higher amounts, like here in Delaware. So, oops, it's not Delaware, New York. Right here we have some higher pockets right here and here. It's going to be pretty crazy. And then we have Eastern Massachusetts. We have Rhode Island. I think personally the heart of everything is going to be in this red box right here. This is where we're going to get the heaviest of rain. All right. I think that it's just going to be it's true. All the models say it. Look, we'll look at the RGM again. The RGM is going to show it. So let's go back to the RGM. See, here it is. Look, it's still the same spot. If you go to the NAM 12, it's still there. See all that? That's 3 to 5 inches right there from Eastern Connecticut all the way up into Portland. And then the NAM, let's see, the Whiff Wharf. I call this the Whiff Wharf. This only goes out 48 hours, so it's not going to show all of it. The HDRPS, though, this is kind of a crazy run. It was crazy before, at least. It showed like 6 inches, but this only goes out 48 hours. So it's kind of hard to tell when like all of it's going to be sudden dead. All right, let's talk about, let's see. Let's talk about the southeast now. All right, let's talk about the southeast. Let me just get everything hooked up. Something's happening. Hold on, it just has to regenerate. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's go to the NAM 12. Let's go into the southeast. Where's the southeast? Southeast. Here it is. Sorry that took a while, guys. My computer Wi-Fi was a little off today. Here it is. We have here. Actually, no, we're looking at the wrong thing. All right, let's look at winds first, like we always do. So here's the winds. So right now, it's actually starting out. We're actually gonna look at the radar and after the southeast is done. Okay, we're gonna look at the radar just in a minute after this. So we have, let's see, just south of Carolina. This is where the winds are currently right now. Actually, this is 4 p.m. 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, yes. So you can see currently there's still strong winds are still offshore. They're gonna move onshore though. Don't be scared. Be prepared. A lot of you are like, oh, this storm's over. We're not gonna get much, but nope. Little do you guys know that the wind is offshore. So this is gonna move up and bring actually some strong winds. All right, not as strong as it's going to be in Delaware and New Jersey, but it's still going to be there. The coastal flooding impacts, we're actually going to look at that in a second, all right? Hold on. We can see here that this is a really strong, narrow band of wind. It's going to be crazy, all right? There's the wind. See how it gets stronger up in New Jersey and Delaware? Yeah, it's going to be stronger up there. Let's take a look at the radar. All right, let's look at the NAM 3KM because that's the most, I guess, crazy one, but also realistic sometimes. It's really realistic. So here's now. This is 6, 7, 8. All right, here's 8. This is 8 p.m. We're going to look at the radar again in a minute, but this is what's going to look like at 9 p.m. The rain there, all right, and here it is. We're going to continue spinning this around. It's going to be showers of embedded pockets of heavy rain in there for South Carolina and North Carolina. All right, we actually have some heavy bands near Charleston. Be prepared, 4 a.m. Then some more pockets near eastern North Carolina. And then as we move on, Charleston keeps getting hit. They've been getting hit for a couple days now. So let's just be careful for them. This is going to be a crazy storm for them. All right. And then this is still around for South Carolina for 8 p.m. Kind of moved out of North Carolina at this point, but there we go. All right, now let's look at wave height. Wave height is really important for the coast. If you guys probably seen all the pictures of like it's just crazy along the shore, like really, really crazy along the shore. Houses are being torn off. I know, it's crazy. All right, significant wave height. This is where it's going to tell us the waves. All right, so we're going to look at coastal flooding here. All right, so right now, this is 50 hours behind. Here is now. So this is 8 p.m. We can see that there's isolated amounts up to like 5 to 9 feet of like waves. It's going to be crazy. That's going to bring 2 to 3 feet of inundation. We're going to look at weather-wise in a minute to read those texts. All right, so we have 1 to 2 along the coast And I think Cape Hatteras is going to have the most problems with coastal flooding, and up in Delaware. I guess you can say from Cape Hatteras all the way up into New York City and Boston. That's what I think is going to be the most craziest coastal flooding. Then as this moves out, it actually gets stronger up in New England. You can see at the tippity top of my corner. Yeah, it's going to be crazy up there. Now let's talk about the radar. Like I said, I promised you guys. So let's take a look at the radar. Let's go into North Carolina. All right, here we go. We can see that there is some definitely vivid amounts up here. We can see up in, let's see, North Carolina, near Richmond, I guess you can say. Up, and then if we go up even more, we can actually zoom in, actually. So I guess, I don't know what route this is, but if you live in this, like, county just above South Carolina, you're getting hit really hard right now. There is a break in the rain, fortunately. There's a silver lining here. There's a big break here, so this is definitely going to be well needed after all they went through today. I don't think you can see this corner of my screen. If I move this over here a little bit more, we can see there's more rain there. Let me actually move this. There we go. Now, this is where the big rain is, and there's some devastating things happening here. I think you guys heard. But this is crazy. Let me move this over a little bit more. We can see here that there is lots of heavy rain offshore that's about to move on here. There's not just coastal flooding, guys. There's still a chance for some flooding. There is a marginal risk. We are going to look at that too, no worry. But we can see that these are actually some hooks. This is what I was talking about earlier. Some of these might have a little bit of rotation in them, like this one. See the little hook there? Let's actually look at the velocity. I think, yes. All right, let's look at the velocity. See, look at, there's little pockets right there. See that little pocket right there, right there? Little bit of hook right there, hook there, hook up there, there. It's gonna be there, all right? There's a small tornado risk. I'm the only one pointing out because I don't think anybody else sees this, but just want to let you know there is a risk for tornadoes. Just a little bit, a minor risk. Some small spin-ups. Now, does look like it's moving up, so be careful. This point here, I don't know what that is, but that's, this island's probably getting crushed right now. That definitely got closer, as you can see, look. Right there, this is like an hour ago, this is now, it's definitely gotten closer. Definitely gotten closer. Let's go a little bit more north to, let's see, this is North Carolina. Alright, so yes, there's definitely some strong rain there. I guess you can say a cold front and high pressure is blocking this from getting much more further up here. Hold on, let's talk about here. Up here, it's not as far north because it's just going to stay there and have blocking. But that's okay. That's good for them. Good up here. I think past here, past this line that I'm going to point, I'm going to do it on WeatherWise, actually. All right, I'm going to draw here because that's the only app I can draw on. I'm going to draw a line where I think the rain is going to stop for the night. Anywhere past Greenboro and Shaysville. This is where I think the rain's going to stop tonight. So, Charlotte, you do definitely have a risk. It's just not going to be that bad. All right. This is actually a better radar we can use. So we can see Greenville is getting impacted right now. Raleigh, Wilson, Smithfield, Fremont, Clinton is all getting this heavy rain band right now. But there is a big dry hole here that has formed over the past couple hours, which is great news for South Carolina. But there is still very heavy pockets of rain out there, especially the more north and north. Wait, is this a tornado warning? Yep. See, I'm always the one that figures out that there's stuff happening over here. Okay? I was right. There's a special marine warning, water spout possible. See? I nailed it before anybody else could. They just issued that like literally 5 seconds ago, and I was the one who got it first. Maybe someone's watching my stream and issued that. So, there we go. See, you always gotta believe people sometimes. All right? All right, let's go on the radar again. All right, I can't believe I predicted that. That's crazy. All right. Yes, see, it definitely looked like it had a hook on it. But let's look at the velocity. All right, this has better velocity, better graphics. Yep, see, I told you guys. See? There's another water spout up here. And guys, be careful. It's heading up into, is this Myrtle Beach? No, Indian Beach. I thought I said Myrtle Beach for a second. Beaufort is a big town there. So be careful, Beaufort. I don't know how to pronounce it. There's multiple spin-ups. Look at one right here. Wait, this actually has some hook. Wait. Right here. There's hook right here, guys. Wait, let me circle that. So we have a hook right here. Oh, okay. And then that's that one. Then we have a hook right here. This is hook right here. We have more hook right here. That's more broad hook. All right. And then we move up here. This is definitely a much broader. This is definitely a bigger hook too. Whoa, this just updated. Holy crap. Let's just open this right here. Yep, it's still there right here. I think it just moved right here though. So hold on, let me just erase everything. I think definitely right here now. That's the hook. Winds going like this and backshore winds going like this are creating a water spout conditions. So be prepared for that, guys. See, I knew there was going to be some sort of action out there. This is over the water, thankfully, but this could make it up into Beaufort. We just need to watch out for that. All right, so we got to be careful. All right, we got to be careful. You can see the hook right here. I can draw it again. The hook is like this with the little hook right here. And it has this, it's a supercell. This is actually a supercell. And you can see the arrow right here that they made. It's going in that direction. So if you actually draw a line to see where this is going to hit, this is going to hit, let's see here. Draw a line here, up, 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 up. All right. Let me just get out of this. It's going to move up, up, and up to Beaufort. Actually, let's draw another line. We can see this is going to move up into directly on Indian Beach. So if you live on Indian Beach, this is the point where you need to start making preparations for a possible water spout. It'll turn into a tornado, obviously, when it gets over land. But if it does happen, be prepared. All right, there's definitely a hook signature on this radar or vorticity. All right, be prepared. Don't be scared. Okay, go in your basements. I'm already gonna say that there's definitely gonna be some sort of water spout action going on here in a couple hours. All right, this is gonna come in an hour or two, so you have lots of time to prepare for this water spout. Okay. So I want you guys to be prepared. This would be a tornado warning over land. So just want to let you know, guys, it's going to be crazy out there, all right? But right now we need to focus on this water spout warning or this special marine warning. So, yeah, this is pretty crazy right now. If you look at the velocity again, you can look at the velocity again. Yes, yes, yes. This definitely has hook on it. This probably has the most hook signature-like thing we've seen today. Let me circle this. Oops, the screen is off by a bit. There we go. You can see, look at, there's 1, 2, 3 things of hook signature. There's a lot of water spouts out there. A lot of water spouts. All right, we got to be prepared. Don't be scared. I keep saying that. But yeah, there's definitely more rain up here, up near Nightdale. This is actually better. It tells you what where it is. So if you live in Irby, Rockingham, North Carolina, Southern Pine, and Whispering Pines, you're getting a narrow band of heavy rain right now. Wilson, Fremont, Warsaw, and Clinton. I think I already announced those. You're getting rain, and then Beaufort, you're gonna get rain, like really heavy rain. Be prepared. Let's play this on the radar loop. We can clearly see here that this band of rain, let me zoom out a bit. It's just loading, it's loading. There we go. You can clearly see here that that band is definitely moving up near Beaufort. So we need to be prepared. Don't be scared because it's going to get bad. Okay? Let's actually read the special marine warning. Oops. All right, here we go. Special marine warning. Let's read it real quick. Let me move this over a little bit. All right. There we go. Special marine warning for south of Cape Lookout, Sur City to South Orco Inlet to Cape Out. Look out in the waters for dangerous surf and water spout potential. Waterspouts was located 12 miles east of Bowie, 14 Bowie, with 25 knots. All right. So this is definitely a waterspout. They're talking about it on the text. This was definitely an appropriate act to issue that warning. So that's definitely good. It looks like there's a little bit of flash flooding right here. This little band right here. Look at this. There's a little flash flooding right there. So that's pretty cool. Let's go up north now. I think we talked a little bit too much on that little tornado thing. Here we go. This is, I think, Virginia. Yes, we have a little band up here near Virginia Beach. Heavy rain near Kitty Hawk. All right. That's generally it. If we can look at, this one's a bit more bright, like vivid. Look at that. You can clearly see it right here. Look, right here. That's the tornado right here. This is definitely going to be crazy. Like, we got to be prepared for this. You know, it's going to be bad. You can see it. It's right there. It's going to move up and go into Cape or Beaufort. Be prepared. This is crazy. I wouldn't be surprised if there's actually a flash flood warning in Beaufort in the next couple of minutes, because it's been raining extremely hard there for quite a long time. So keep your mind out if you see a flash flood warning. Put your phones on the ringer just in case if you get an alert, because that'll tell you what precautions to make. All right. So yes, let's go to the hole. I want to check out that hole if it's filling in or not, because there's actually a radar right in the hole. All right, right here. Is it filling in? I think it's filling in and breaking apart at the same time. There's like the northern part of it is, but this area, that black dot you see, has really gotten spared today, which is in between it getting hit really hard. Anywhere east of that black line has been getting hit hard. Anywhere west of that black line has been getting hit hard. You've been spared today. Thank the weather gods for that. Okay, they're probably like, oh, we don't want to hit you today. All right, but maybe in the future, you know, tonight it could change. Tonight it could change. It can hit your area. So that's why you need to prepare even for the worst. So we actually just had a band near Richmond. That is definitely a crazy band. All right, that probably has some winds up to 30 miles per hour. Wind gusts, guys, not actual winds, because that would be crazy. The gusts would be up to 60 miles per hour, obviously. We can see that we had one band go into, I don't know what the city's called. I don't remember. I think it was, I don't remember, whatever. It's in the middle of North Carolina. We have another band coming towards the city, and it's going to move all the way up into here. So you got to be prepared, all right, for that band if you live in that city. We can actually look at a broader view, the whole nation. Let's go into Delaware real quick, though. We can see, yes, the rain's coming offshore. You see that right here? It's coming on, Delaware. Be prepared. So this is going to split, though. That's the only thing. It's going to split because the low is going to transfer to another low, potentially. We don't know yet because the model's been on and off with that. So it's 50-50 chance whatever this happens. We could get easily 5, or we can easily get nothing. Or not nothing, but a half an inch. All right. I did not mean to say nothing. Sorry. Half an inch of rain there in Delaware. So this is going to be a weird scenario. Keep your radar app open. If anything pops up, take action, obviously. And yes, take action if it happens. All right. Now, I don't remember what I was going to show. But we can look at WeatherWise again. Guys, download this app. WeatherWise is a really good app for people who love meteorology like me. It's really fun, actually. It tells you everything, all right? It tells you everything here. Did they decline the tornado warning or I'm not seeing it? Nope, they still have it. I just didn't see it. All right, they still have it. They still have it. I was about to say, don't get rid of it. That's really important. Yeah, so let's see if there's still velocity on here. Yep, there is definitely still velocity on this right here and right here. It's a really broad rotation. I don't think there's a tornado on the ground right now. This looks like it has some definitely circulation near the ground. This is more narrow. This is broad. All right, broad is more like spaced out. Narrow is more tightened up, and it's going to be crazy. All right, so there's two little blimps there you need to watch out for. It's not terrible, but it's going to get windy. These are definitely knots up to maybe 60 knots up here, I guess you can say. So it's going to be crazy. Precipitation type. No, we're not going to look at precipitation. Storm relative velocity. Now, this is more of storm, so yes, this is more, yes, we can see it, all right? Look at, see how this is more green and this is red, but there's pockets in here that are like green and red. But we can see here, the rotations here and here, all right? I'm looking at everything, and it's showing rotation, all right? So be prepared. This actually got really strong. This, like, whole rain band has gotten stronger. So if this gets stronger, we have a higher threat to Beaufort, all right? Beaufort, you need to be prepared for this. This is going to be a crazy night for you. Excuse me. We have crazy, crazy impacts for Beaufort, all right? Yes, there's definitely a heavy band here still, all right? Now, there is a tropical storm out here. Is it even there anymore? Where is it? I don't think it loaded. Okay, well, that sucks for that. Alaska, I don't know what the heck is going on up here, but this is just going to be a crazy, weird storm that's going to hit it. We're not going to really talk about that because it's not too important right now. We're mainly focusing on the nor'easter. It's mostly important. But, real quick, let's talk about the Four Corners. Because they're still getting the flooding potential. Then we'll go back to the nor'easter. All right, so we can see here that we actually have a flash flood warning just south and the east of Tucson. So we're going to talk about that severe thunderstorm warning in a minute. Hold on. We can see over the past, let me play the radar. Yes, we can see, yes, I can definitely see how there is a flash flood warning there. There's definitely rain training over the same area. I don't think they had to make it that big, though. They should have made it more narrow, like this. Like this. This should have been what the thing is. It's too big. But this is more, that's my kind of warning. That's more of what they got hit. And this doesn't look like too much rain, obviously. But we can't forget that the desert Southwest doesn't get that much rain. So it can easily take literally an inch of rain to cause problems. So that's why there's already a flash flood warning there. All right, just wanted to explain that. We can see up in Oro Valley, just north of it, you just got crushed by a severe thunderstorm. This is moving up near San Manuel, so be prepared, San Manuel, for the severe thunderstorm warning. All right, San Manuel, you're going to get hit next. This actually looked like it had rotation in the past couple of frames, then it just diminished. All right, so be prepared for that. Phoenix, nothing right now, but this could change. All right, be prepared. Utah, what the heck is going on up here? All right, we'll get to that in a minute. Salt Lake City, we're probably going to talk about that a lot. All right, so this, whoa, what the heck? All right, this is a big one. So this is obviously away from the radar more, but we can still get a hint of what it is there. We can see, oh, yes. Definitely, definitely a storm is there. A storm is definitely there. All right, so let's move farther north. I don't know what's going on. Kind of deleted my radar for a second. Here we go. We can look at the DBZ too. So let's get the DBZ. The more higher DBZ you see, the higher the precipitation rate, I guess you can say. So we can see, if it's over 7 DBZ, this is extremely heavy rain. Yep, it's definitely over 70s DBZ here in, I don't know where this is, near Mancos Mesa Wilderness Study Area. I don't know where that's in. This is in Utah, by the way. All right, so that's that. Definitely strong winds. Be prepared. Now, this is a holy crap. Oh, this is a high wind warning. Excuse me. I thought that was a severe thunderstorm. Whoa. Okay. Maybe that is definitely severe. Here's Salt Lake City. Salt Lake City, you're definitely getting crushed with heavy rain right now. Be prepared. All right, this is definitely gonna crush you guys. It's not the worst. I'm just gonna tell you, it's not the worst they ever had, but it is up there. Okay. Now this is gonna continue over the next couple days, but it's not going to be super bad up here, but it is going to be bad down here. Tomorrow it's going to get worse down here, obviously, because Tropical Storm Raymond, actually Tropical Depression Raymond, is going to influence moisture up here and bring more rain. That's why they have that mesoscale discussion. We actually, it says high wind warnings or severe thunderstorm warnings. All right, high wind warnings. All right, nothing to worry about, really. We actually have some special weather statement. That's only for the potential of storms next week. Or not next, oh my god. Tonight to tomorrow. Alright, actually, let's talk about these alerts here. We can talk about the coastal flood warnings. Coastal flood warning. Okay, let's take a look at this, guys. A coastal flood advisory remains in effect till 8 p.m. Sunday. No, not 8. 8 a.m. Sunday. So tomorrow till Sunday, there's a coastal flood advisory, but then a warning gets in effect. The warning gets in effect till 8 p.m. So the flood advisory goes till 8 a.m. Sunday, but then the warning goes till 8 p.m. Monday. I just want to clear that out. All right. And then let's talk about up here. Coastal flood advisory, wind advisory too. Wait. Let's look at the high wind warnings first. High wind warning. Okay, here we go. It goes from 6 p.m. Noon Sunday to 6 p.m. Monday. Northeast winds 25 to 40 miles per hour with gusts up to 60 miles per hour expected. That is kind of crazy. Mr. Talk Show, what West Valley City is cooked? I think you're talking about Utah. Yeah, Utah, I think. Let me check if that's Utah. I think he read that carefully. Let's see, West Valley City. Yep, you can see West Valley City right there. So, yeah. Check Groton, Connecticut. Okay, we'll look at Groton, Connecticut. Actually, perfect. We were just talking about here. We're under a wind advisory and coastal flood advisory. We are going to get a lot of rain here, definitely. We are going to get winds, not even near the shoreline, but a whole New London County in general is going to get up to 50 miles per hour totally. More near the shoreline, probably near 50 to 55 miles per hour near the shoreline. Be prepared for that. Okay, so you live in Groton, so you're definitely going to get 50 to 55 mile per hour wind gusts. And rain, 1 to 4 inches, I think. The further east you go, the more rain you'll obviously get. Like Rhode Island, like 2 to 4, Plymouth, 3 to 4. So it's just more in general, the more east you go, okay? All right, that's Groton, Connecticut. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Now, the whole state of Delaware is under flood alerts. We have coastal flood warnings, advisories for Dover, too. Crazy, right? I don't think it's going to end this far. They should make, like, a warning where it's just along the coast. I don't know why they have to put the whole freaking state. It's coastal. Like, is there already a flood warning here? There's a flood advisory here? Is that for only streams? But the rain hasn't even come yet. That's so funny. Wait, there's a lot of rain up here, too. It's going to combine with that low, too. This is under special weather statement. Why? Why is this under a special weather statement? Very dry, 20 to 35 will cause fires. Okay, that's just a fire risk. Nova Scotia, what about you? Nothing going on. All right, let's look at more of the radar now. Not like the future, actually the future radar. We have new model runs, I think. We have the new Euro model that just came out, I'm pretty sure. Yep, the new Euro model just came out. Yes, okay. Yep, this definitely got more severe. So this is, when is the hot bar? 18Z, let me zoom out a bit. Yeah, right here. Look, right here. I don't think you can see the time. Alright, this is 5 a.m. tomorrow along the East Coast here. So this is 3 p.m. and we can see 5 a.m. At 5 a.m. tomorrow, we can see that the heavy rain is situated just south of Connecticut and Rhode Island. I'm gonna be when I wake up tomorrow, I'm gonna see this and be hyped, but it's just gonna weaken. It's gonna be funny, but that's not it. You can see 2 p.m. the rain just came into New York City, Connecticut, Cape, and Boston. The rain is just scattered at this time. 2 p.m. it's scattered or light rain, all right? Just minor rain, maybe pockets of moderate rain embedded in there. All right, and then as we move on, this kind of just stays in the same spot, but you can see the heavy rain over just south of Nantucket and Martha's Vineyard, just south of there. We have a heavy rain, like bullseye, right there. All right, so be prepared for that. And then this is going to move up. Watch this. Ready? It's going to see that? Look at here. Look at eastern Connecticut. There's like a pocket of heavy rain there in Nantucket too. Here. So I think I already mentioned this before, but there is a rotation risk. There's a rotation risk in place here, in my opinion. Like, you saw that water spout warning or that special weather statement. All right, so that can tell you that this might happen up in New England. So we just need to be prepared for that. Only across coastal, and I guess you can say, like, the county along the shore. That's where the main, like, heavy rain is going to be, too. Just be prepared for that. Then this is a 11 a.m. Monday. We can see there's a pocket just near Groton, so that Groton guy. You're going to have a pocket of rain near 11 a.m. Monday. Be prepared. Columbus Day, it's not going to be the best. Not going to be the best. All right? It's going to suck. Then this continues. This is 5 p.m. This is still over our area. It's a long system. It's going to stay over our area for quite a long time. All right, in New England. So let's take preparers. This actually puts the bands up in near New Hampshire, just north of Boston at this time. Then it's still here at 8 p.m. It's moved into Portland, Maine, and Camden, or near that area, near Augusta. And then this moves off, all right, and this stays here, and then it moves off. We actually might get a backlash of rain on October 14th, which is 12 is Sunday, 13th is Monday. This is Tuesday, so Tuesday might get a little backlash. Then this moves off, and we get some cold air after this, guys, so be prepared for that. Protect your plants, just in case if frost happens again. We actually had a big freeze this Saturday. It was kind of crazy. My house, there was, like, white all over our lawn. I touched it, because I never saw frost in forever. So it was actually pretty cool. New England, it's going to be crazy up there too. But look at this, the more wide radar you can see up here. It's going to be crazy up there. We actually might get a little, what is this little thing down here? All right, well, I'm going to cover that tomorrow if I go live again. I actually might, guys, hold on. We're not done with the live stream yet. We still have maybe like 30 more minutes to go. I think I might actually go live tomorrow. I might actually do a live in the rain around my neighborhood, because I think it'd be really cool to just show you guys, like, what conditions I'm feeling. And I think it's personally going to be cool, because it'll show, like, if the conditions verified or not. All right, so I might actually do that. Anyways, let's get back into this. Casco, I don't know why it says Casco. But overall, we have nothing too much going on right now, other than this big coastal storm, and the southwest corner is getting flooding. Wait. This is the storm. So, I think KOKX, this is the storm, guys. This is like the brunt. This is going to come in tomorrow morning, the afternoon. There was a lot of moisture. This would come in, like, at midnight, because it only takes really 4 hours for, like, moisture systems to get here. So, yeah, and if we look at the K-box, it's just starting to form right there. You can see that. How much DBZ is that? I know this is really far away, but we're going to check. 13 DBZ. This is like the lightest outskirts of rain. All right, I don't know why I put a mesoscale discussion there. All right, now, yes, we can see here, even Annapolis. All right, this is like near Annapolis next. Parole, we can see that's going to be crazy too. Baltimore, Washington. Baltimore, you're kind of near it. You're kind of near it, all right? Coastal flood advisory just near Baltimore. So I wouldn't be surprised. You're right next to the Lake Aberdeen, Elkton. Just be prepared. All right, there's a gale watch. Gale warning, excuse me. So you guys definitely going to get some choppy seas out there. A storm warning for the ocean. All right, so if there's any boaters, cruise ships, that's what it's for, basically. Let me zoom this in, actually. There we go. I thought you guys couldn't see it for a second. But, yeah, that's really it for now. Other than Tropical Storm Jerry. This is a ridiculous amount of gale warnings. I've never seen this much in a really long time. But it is worse up here. There's a storm warning, and other than a gale warning. That's stronger than a gale warning, I'm pretty sure. I don't really know. Yeah. And we actually have a new risk for tropical development, too. In the open Atlantic, the southern Atlantic, really. Or the middle Atlantic. Alright. Let's actually go back to down here. I want to see... Oh, whoa. Alright, they updated this. I got a little distracted there. There's still a special marine. It expires in 13 minutes. It's a lot of time, though. Let's look at the velocity. It's still definitely there. There's still some pockets of green and red near each other. It's more broad, I guess you could say. So it's a little bit better. But this still doesn't mean that there is not a possible tornado there. All right, so there still can go up here, certainly. It just, look, you can see there's a lot of pockets here. There's a lot of pockets of potential, like, storminess. All right, we need to be prepared, all right? This looks like the most severe one out of, like, the whole storm, like, almost the whole storm. So, I personally think this is pretty crazy, but we're just going to be prepared. This area in the hole is filling up, by the way. We talked about that. Look at, this is getting pretty ridiculously close. Really close to, the shore. Wait, what is this? There's a... Wait a minute. I didn't even see this. Hold on a minute. Whoa, why is there not... Bro, wait. Am I the only one that's not seeing this? Whoa, there's definitely a hook signature right there. I don't know why there's not a special marine warning on that. Well, anyways, I'm here to do it, so might as well I make the warning. It's tracking this way, so there is that warning. I think that's pretty accurate. This is moving towards, let's see, who's on the shore. This is near Cape Lookout National Seahorse, P Island. P! And then we have, Cape Lookout. So just like the Capes, this is not too bad. This probably, the population's probably like 5. But still, this could move more north and hit the actual interstates. So we gotta be prepared for this. That's definitely a strong signature there. Beaufort we still have that. Let me see that reflectivity. Yes, Beaufort, we still have that tornado thing. You can see that's clearly, it's still there. Yes, it's still there. It actually shrunk a little bit, but that's only because it's moving north, all right? Look at that. There's still heavy rain. Look at right here. I circled this, I think. This area right here has definitely hook. Why? I don't understand why nobody's highlighting this. This is clearly a hook signature. Well, we're just going to keep focused on this because that's definitely, that's narrow. That's really strong looking. Look. I think there's DBZ here too. All right, here's 11 miles per hour. Yeah, that's definitely like an EF like 0-1. Look at, there's negative 83 miles. This is like 80 to 60 mile an hour winds in this little pocket. So this is definitely something to be prepared for. This is 40. Look at, there's a whole bunch of gusts. 50 miles per hour offshore. A lot of stuff offshore. All right, and then we get into the other area. 50 to 60 miles per hour offshore. We're actually getting 60 to 70 mile an hour winds up in the Carolinas right now, too. I think that's pretty crazy, in my opinion. All right. So that's the velocity. We're gonna keep updated on this. I don't know why there's not a tornado warning. I just made my own warning because I felt like it. All right, to prepare. All right, all right. Let's stop. This is getting a little glitchy. Let's go back to the models. Look at the new models too. Let's look at the icon. All right, icon. We're gonna check more models, guys. But then I have to go at the 1 hour mark. All right, I gotta leave at the hour mark. I gotta get some sleep and be prepared for tomorrow when I potentially go live, you know? Alright, so here's the icon. This is still a little bit to the right. The icon is a similar scenario to the Euro, I guess you can say. Barely any rain for New York City and Delaware and New Jersey. Maybe some shower, but this is like just one of the bands. So this is really weird. You're just gonna keep a lookout on the radar in New Jersey because we have no idea if it's gonna rain there or not. All right, so it's just gonna be one of those systems where it's like, what do I do? So it may look like for a minute you guys are gonna think, oh, it's moving off. We're not gonna get this storm. But wait a minute. Hold your breath. Look at the next couple of frames. The icon brings it back on shore and brings heavy rain. Look at southeastern Connecticut. That's of yellow. Boston, too, just south of Boston. Sorry. I have a cough today. Just offshore of Boston, there's more rain up there. All right, in southeastern Massachusetts is still getting that. Be prepared. Don't be scared. Okay, I said that 100 times, but take my word. And then this is the next 3 hours. When is this? This is 5 a.m. So overnight, Sunday into Monday, it's going to be crazy. I'm not going to get sleep. I'm going to be watching this the entire night. If it's not bad, obviously I won't. But I am excited. I'm hyped for this. All right. Not even the heaviest doesn't come here. I'm going to be outside tomorrow, though. And probably Monday, too. Yeah. Monday, too. Maybe. It depends how strong the storm is. All right. Yeah. And then it moves off there. There's another model, though. That's not it. There's a lot more models on here, too. The CMC. Let's look at the CMC. What is this showing? Yep, it's still showing the same thing that icon is, but it's more broad. And it's the heaviest rain is more north from here, or more north from, like, New Jersey, Connecticut. It's over, like, southern New Hampshire. I don't know if this is going to happen, because I don't know if there's enough moisture up there. But we'll just see. We're just going to have to see. It's one of those weird things. What the heck is this? I think I went too far on this model run, and it's showing another nor'easter. I think it's worse. It's more worse for Maine, though, and it's probably worse again here for New York. Get the backslash. Look at that. There's like an eye around it. That's pretty cool. All right. There's another model too. I feel like there is. What's the most crazy model run? Someone said. I think it's the NAM 3. The NAM 3 always tends to be crazy. Let's look at the high res. I don't think I showed you guys the high res. We can see here that this is going to move up. This is 9 a.m. tomorrow. This model particularly shows, like New Jersey and, Delaware getting rain. So it's just gonna be a weird thing. It's a 50% chance they do get it and 50% they don't. Alright, so just be prepared. But then this rain comes in. This is 12 p.m. This is actually coming a bit sooner on the high res. The winds are going to be near the low. So I'd say the winds are down here. There's going to be some gusts. Yeah, for sure. Gust up there. And then this it's like scattered in nature. All right. It's just scattered in nature till it's going to come up here around 8 p.m. up into Connecticut, New Jersey, Long Island, Massachusetts. We'll just say southern New England and New York, okay? In New Jersey, we can see up here. Then it gets stronger around 5 a.m. This is the time period where the rain is going to be the heaviest. And we need to prepare the most at that time. All right? And then this is just going to keep getting stronger. Whoa, 8 a.m., it's showing a big pocket of rain directly over southeastern Connecticut. And some more popcorn. I like to call this popcorn because it's just like all over the place. There's going to be a lot of heavy rain warnings out here, I feel like. There's like a lot of little pockets here. There's going to be a lot of heavy rain warnings, I feel like. Even here, just south of New Jersey and southeast of New Jersey. Then if we go after that, whoa, wait. We missed some convection right here. There's some convection just south of Long Island. This is like, if this were to be a hurricane, this would be the eye wall. Right just south of Long Island. There is a definitely big, big band just south of Long Island. If we go north, yes, this actually spreads north into southern Rhode Island. This is where, like, the eye wall is. Actually, it's down here. Sorry for me. But the feeder bands that are going into the storm, we can clearly see, or around the storm, I meant, that those convection bands are moving around the low. This is 5 p.m. Monday, guys. It's a crazy storm. This is 57 hours from now. It's pretty crazy, in my opinion. And then it moves into southeastern Connecticut. So it's pretty crazy. We also have stronger bands near Boston, southeastern Massachusetts. And there's actually another convection shower just south of New Jersey that could go on there. And then after that, there's still more. It just stops there because we can't really see the rain's going to happen or not. All right, but this is 60 hours out, and it's still there. Ugh, I wonder how much precip we're going to get out of this. Woo! Hefty amount. Let me zoom that in all the way. Woo! You can clearly see that. Look at that. Look, all right, I zoomed it in a lot so you can see. But you can clearly see Cape Cod, eastern Massachusetts, Rhode Island, southeastern Connecticut, too. This whole area is going to get... They're cooked. They're cooked, for sure. All right, guys, we have 3 minutes left until I need to go. But, yeah, it's really crazy. So, yes, be prepared, okay? This is going to be a crazy storm, okay? Let's take one last look at that storm I showed you here. Whoa! Do we need to stay live longer than an hour now? Holy crap, there's more hook. Wait a minute, wait. Whoa, guys, I don't know. What is the National Weather Service doing? Come on, issue this. There's definitely there's definitely, look at this. There's definitely is some sort of thing going on down here. What are you doing? What are you doing? Issue it, please. Like, I would have issued this by now. Look we can clearly see there's a hook right here. And there's signature that there's a water spout. But yes, guys, in general, there is going to be spin-ups. So I just want you guys to be prepared for that. Alright, guys, I hope you enjoyed this live stream. I am going to potentially be live tomorrow. I probably am. But, guys, I hope you have a great night. Take preparations for the storm. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye.